Morning, guys. FEMZ back again. The song was hitting, so I was just like, shit, like, maybe that's what's finally gonna get the views up, like, I've been dropping heat, but it looks like the literal heat, man. Anyways, I'm waffling too much. I was talking too much, but, the topic of today's video is gonna be masculine and feminine, right? And obviously, with the manosphere, feminism, misandry, people feeling that they need to do a lot for each other, like the sexes, right? They feel like they need to do a lot for each other. And that's all fine and good. I mean, I don't really care. What I care about is like the cosmic nature of this thing. I feel like as human beings we're part of the world, and then they're cosmic forces that play with us, you know what I mean? Like they're cosmic forces that affect us. Like, we just use our own language to personify the experience. It's a squirrel that gathers nuts in his tree on a day-to-day basis. Is he consistent? Is he grinding? I don't know. But I've noticed that there are feminine forces and masculine forces that are not necessarily gendered. Do you get what I mean? Let's say now land. I feel like land is feminine, like it's a blank, it's a source of emanation, and that which emanates from the earth can now be called masculine. Like the phallus is not just a thing that guys have. Like I believe that the phallic force, the thrusting effect of living beings, it's a masculine thing. And I mean, English doesn't really do it justice, but I feel like other languages kind of have this distinction, don't they? Like, you populate a church with people, but in another context, the church rising out from the ground. The ground is the source, so the ground is like the great mother. But haven't you ever wondered, like, the buildings, they have a phallic essence at times, like, or rockets, like it looks like for something to be able to resist Mother Nature, it has to have a phallic, it has to like fuck the world kind of. But that was just something that I thought about in passing, like, damn, like, the masculine and the feminine are not necessarily bound by genders, and it's not even necessarily bound by sex too. Like, I know this is something very controversial to say, and I mean, I'm not liberal by any stretch of the imagination, or even I don't really follow any of these things. It's just the things are always in flux, in my opinion. Like the brain, yeah. I believe that the brain is feminine. Like, it protects you, and then it's now up to you to fuck your brain. You have to get fucked in order to do stuff. I know this is very out of character for me to talk about stuff like this, but it's just something I believe that's very important. Like, it's not very English, it's not very understandable in English, but I believe that in other languages they kind of have this inherent concept of that things are masculine and things are feminine in nature. I'm debating whether I should post this up because it's so out of character for me that my gift of gab isn't going off. But I'm not gonna do a retake. I'm not gonna do a retake. I'm just gonna keep going. So, like, think about this, right? The brain, like, put the brain, like, on a planar view and look at Venus of Willendorf. Look at that statue and tell me if I'm tripping, because I've come down from my ivory tower, right? Like, I have a philosophy and stuff, and I've been working on the ideas I've presented beforehand for a long time. So I can talk about it very easily. But this is a new topic that just came to mind. I was just like, all right, like, masculine and feminine forces are quite cosmic, and I feel like forces apply to people, like people are being acted upon by forces like that are not just restricted to the personality or the self. Like, I feel that there's a kind of mixture of masculine and feminine forces. The feminine it invites itself for population, and the masculine populates, it thrusts through, it inflicts. And I just think that's a very profound thing that's not really seen in English speaking world. But yeah, I think this is the most vulnerable video I've made because it was just on a whim. I've not thought about this before. So that's that. Safe.